What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about how there's different means to an end. So that pretty much means that there's different ways to achieve the same end goal. Now, if you get too specific with it, obviously different pathways are going to lead to slightly different end results in terms of the details. But overall, like if you look at it from a general, more broader goal setting sort of thing, I've experienced this so many times because I've myself seen so many different people accomplish similar goals in very different ways. Some ways better than others, some ways that lead to downfall, but they all sort of converge in certain broad general topics, but the specificities vary greatly. And so now this is very abstract, so I'm just going to give you very definite concrete examples. So again, as a disclaimer, this extends beyond just dating and finding your significant other, whether you're a guy or girl, whether you're straight or not straight. It extends to getting rich, or finding happiness in your life, or finding what interests you, or just finding that job that pays well and that actually excites you and makes you jump out of bed to do that job. Anyhow, as an example though, and again, you can apply this to any sort of thing, I will be using dating because there's plenty of examples in there. So with all the dating coaches that I've seen, even on YouTube, you can search it up yourself if you search the right stuff, like Men's Room TV. I used to be a huge nerd, still am, and I just consumed all that stuff because I wanted to know every single guru's advice and how they got to where they got to. And there's plenty of dating coaches who are quite successful. Some that are unattractive or overweight and get to it through different means. And so, there's plenty of different things. Recently, I did an interview with Mike Sartain, who is a millionaire who manages this sort of business in Las Vegas, and his end result is different in the details because it's a lot of pre-selection. There's a lot of the Las Vegas vibe going along. There's a lot of connections and stuff, that sort of stuff. And there's different ways to a similar end. Different gurus won't have that same exact result. They won't have that nightlife setting. But I know for sure there are people who have success with women, and girls who have success with men, and they've done it through different means, whether it's through approaching them in a day, or using getting very good at this one particular niche, such as online dating, or just a very particular niche like a specific website on online dating, and that's the only thing that works. Obviously, it's better to grow multiple pathways, and they do so. But even when you do that, there's definite distinctions between the groups. And so, long story short, don't stress out if one particular thing doesn't work for you. Don't stress out if one particular piece of advice from one guru doesn't fit you, especially in the realms of dating and so forth, and finding your significant other. It works for certain people because that dating coach or that person is a specific type of person, and it works for him, whether it's because he's nerdy or overweight, or he's awkward, or he has anxiety. These sort of things sort of push you to a certain type, and it's more than that. It's socioeconomic. If they're forced to live in a certain area, whether it's a rural or urban area, where it's small or large population, based on their lifestyle and culture, they are forced to certain behaviors and mannerisms that differ in method, but broadly, generally, can achieve the same result. So, I know people who specialize in approaching girls in the daytime, and inviting them to coffee shops and so forth. And they love it because they know the girls would much rather, or they at least they say that girls would much rather have that than be approached at a bar or a nightclub. And funny enough, a lot of girls will admit this, like, oh yeah, I would love to be approached in the daytime rather than in a bar or nightclub. But in truth, they want to be approached by the right guy because, yeah, you can get rejected quite a lot in the daytime if you're not the right guy, if you're sloppy, if you're messy, if you're creepy, if you're I don't want to go too ugly, but you know, you gotta bring some sort of value if you're held back in something like you're ugly. You have to be, you know, a great personality or so forth. You have to spit game. And so, yeah, I think moving beyond what I've talked about, it's the same thing applicable to other things like finding a job, finding something you love, just achieving that goal in life. You don't have to study at this particular library, using these particular books, using this particular flashcard method to achieve that score on the MCAT and get into medical school. No, there's different methods to Amin, and it's such a simple concept, and I could go on about this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to end it here because that's all you really need to know. That's it. Elaborating on would just be me, you know, BSing and extending what has already been said. And that's it. Plain and simple. Short and sweet. Know it. As always, like, favorite, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below on your thoughts or advice if you want to help others out who are watching this video. Otherwise, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.